Since before the last election here at the Back 40, we've cut video after video explaining in no uncertain terms that the chickens will come home to roost in rural America because of the choices that we've made. You can't deny it. You can't argue the data. You can't say that the facts that we've laid out are not true. And in the responses that I sometimes get, it's very apparent that facts are not what's driving the disagreement with the arguments that we've been making. I see farmers and ranchers come back and say, well, just diversify, as if it's an easy thing to do, to convert half of your row crop acreage into raising cattle, or converting your cow-calf operation in the hills of the Ozarks of Missouri into a row crop operation, or raising the kinds of agricultural products that I raise that have taken me years to learn how to convert because they're specialty products that are difficult to learn. The bottom line is we've been arguing that the chickens will come home to roost, and we've been arguing all along that the best approach is not to accommodate for the bad policy, but to elect politicians that understand that the policy is bad and who have the willpower and the gumption and the knowledge and the stick-to-itiveness to overcome the fear they have of their political survivability to pass policies that are good for rural America. Well, now the chickens are here. They're pecking at the chicken house door, and we're seeing it all across the country. Just recently in Arkansas, several hundred farmers gathered together at a town hall. And everybody that's written about that meeting, including the farmers who attended themselves, have said there was fear in their eyes, fear in their voice, fear in their questions, concern about their farms, concern about their families, concern about their rural way of life. And I can already hear the keyboard warriors loosening up their thumbs to say, FAFO, you're getting what you voted for. This is what you wanted. Spell it with me. BULLSHIT. There is a giant percentage of people in rural America that did not vote for this administration, for these politicians, and for these policies. And frankly, your broad brush covers up the simple fact that the collapse of the food supply is not just going to harm the farmers who did vote for this president and these politicians and these policies. It's going to hurt us all. Specialty produce up over 20%. General food prices up over 3% in the first quarter alone. Foreign markets gone, meaning that in the future, farmers will make decisions not to plant crops because they're not confident they can sell them. Pulling food sources off the market, driving prices up, reducing diversification. These are the facts, and these meetings are happening all over the country. Farmers finally coming forward to say, we're worried about the end of this year. People ask me all the time, Will, why don't you get into debates with people that say the problem isn't real? Because I'm not going to give them the oxygen they want to make their ridiculous arguments. If you don't understand that we've been pushing get bigger, get bigger, get bigger, get bigger in all of our agricultural policy for the last 30 years, if you don't understand that the ramifications of that, when you eliminate 30% of the markets around the world because of these ridiculous tariff programs, if you don't understand how that all works together, and you're not willing to listen to the videos that I put together or read the plethora of agricultural articles that are out there explaining it, then you don't want to learn. You are not part of the resolution. You are simply a farmer wannabe on a platform trying to make a point for political purposes. And while the world burns down around you, that's all your focus will ever be. Well, the chickens are here, my friends. So you better pull your head out and you better understand that 700 rural hospitals around the country disappearing, 300 of those hospitals, over 700 of those medical care provider facilities, including the elderly care facilities that our grandparents and parents and great-grandparents live in, if you don't understand that those are going away under the current policies that exist, and there is nothing on the horizon to save them, and that if you don't understand that that little kid like me that gets hurt in a farm accident, or God forbid, a member of your family that is in an auto accident in an extremely rural area, or a farm accident on your farm, or your grandfather or grandmother that have a heart attack or a diabetes-related emergency, if you don't understand that the ramifications of your decisions are going to lead to those individuals unaliving, then that's on you, because it's the truth of what's happening right now. If you don't understand that they are taking money away from our rural schools to send rich kids to private religious schools, and all along they're tricking you into believing that you're going to have those same choices in your town of 150 people in the middle of nowhere, America, then you are being intentionally naive. You are self-deluding yourself, and you're doing it all for culture war issues. If you don't understand that our rural towns are falling apart, they're caving in on themselves, just drive down the damn road anywhere in rural America outside of a 40-mile radius of a larger city and look what's happening to our small towns, because we don't have internet, we don't have infrastructure, we don't have decent roads, we don't have a way for new businesses to start up. Go try to find a young family with children in the top 400 agricultural counties in this country. They're moving away in droves because rural policy is so bad. When somebody puts on the red hat, they are not automatically a friend to agriculture. They are not automatically a friend to rural America. What they're doing is they're taking advantage of your cultural leanings to make you believe that they are, and the net result is that damage is being done to the places where we live, and it's almost reached the point where it's irreparable. There is a limited amount of time left, and it's time to put aside Democrat, Republican, and Independent, and it's time to elect public officials who want to save rural America. And I'm going to tell you something that may surprise you, friend. Some of those wear a Democratic hat, some of those wear a Republican hat, and some of them might even not be political at all. But they all ought to be run through the fire of what's good for rural America. The litmus test of saving our health care, saving our schools, and better ag policy. And I'm looking at every one of you that think, don't worry about it, we're going to get a bailout. Bailouts meet the minimum demand of a free market economy. They may save the majority of the farms that are out there, but they certainly aren't going to position us for profitability next year and the year after and the year after. We need an administration and a Congress and, quite frankly, a Trade Department and a State Department that are out fighting on behalf of rural America every day to open up foreign markets and not making decisions on a damn Johnson measuring contest. It's getting real, and it isn't just me saying it. It isn't just left-leaning content providers saying it. It's the farmers showing up at these meetings. You don't go to these meetings. You don't know. I talk to them multiple times every week at different places. I talk to the people that were there at the meeting in Arkansas. I talked to the people that were there in the recent meetings in Kansas. I talked to the people that were there at the recent meetings in Iowa. And it wasn't just Democrats in those audiences. It wasn't just the Democratic farmers standing up and saying the wheels are about to come off and I'm worried. It was Republicans and non-political people and independents as well. So the chickens are coming home to roost, my friend. Are you in it for the long haul? Are you in it to save rural America? If you are, put those political ideologies aside and join us at the Back 40. Back40action.org. Go there today.